Hello, everyone. This is a quick open letter to a friend. So, something interesting has developed in the past few months. We're finally with a trailer drop, but we'll get to that. That's more the end. That's the end goal. Let me start at the beginning of my uh, uh, anime viewing experience. Why do I love anime so much? As seen by the two shelves of anime behind me, or animation. That's just live action over there. So trust me when I say 2-to-1 ratio here. Yeah. So why am I a big fan? Well, the reason I got into anime in the beginning, back when I still was learning what anime is, the concept of foreign and domestic animation stuff, was, well, the OVA boom in the 80s and 90s and kind of petered out in the early odds. Was that it was like okay, when you have a production, you have the animators, the writers, the producers, the studio executives, the senior executives. You have a corporation overhead your production. And that's a lot of decisions, a lot of people want to how to do things, how to please themselves and others. Well, I want this, but I also want this to work for them and work for the certain target demographic, you know, and make us a lot of money. So having corporate sponsored stuff was cool, and having cartoons throughout the 80s and 90s have going from glorified 30-minute commercials for toys to educational stuff in the 90s, which is what I loved. I loved the educational stuff because it was fun. It was imaginative. It took it to new places, and it stayed more or less in. Actually, took stuff from history rather than saying, it's loosely based on some vague concept. So, um, when I came across, anime in the video store, and whatever was actually ported over by the U.S. Companies, bless their hearts, back then. Um, it was different. It was unique. Movies and OVAs were these little standalone little stories that were experimentals, like seeing Aeon Flux for the first time. It was like, you know, it's not a TV show where it has to have this, you know, um, mid-range, bar. It has to reset itself too. You know, you can only watch Dennis and the Menace only so many times before you realize I'm really sick of this character. After like a season or two, you don't want to see this kid ever again. He doesn't learn anything. He goes on adventures and everything always worked out for him. You know, in an OVA, the stakes are higher, the animation's better. It's almost theatrical. Characters die. There's a lot more, less restraint on it. It's a lot more freeing, a lot more expressive. It can be artsy. It can be insane. It could be, anything it wants. It could be bonkers. The animation could be whatever it wants. So it's like one of those little, and I have a whole rack dedicated to it. Small little independent films. You know, shorts and all that. It's like it's a guy or people making the animation for themselves. You know, and they're very talented and they're very good. So seeing all the OVAs throughout the 80s and 90s was just fun. That's what got me into it. Then the boom happened, and we start bringing over all these TV shows with standard quotes and editing because we needed the editing for kids shows. So, oh, and the copycats, Jackie Chan Adventures. Anyone? Um, so yeah, all that stuff was just fun. And you think, well, it's gonna OVAs are, it's a standard. We have the movies, the TV shows, and the OVAs. It's always gonna be there, you know. But as the 2000s went on, especially in the early 2000s, came a very, very good show called Footy Cootie. It's FLCL, by the way. It's a big abbreviation on the title. The 6 episode OVA glorious story about a kid who's just going through life, having, you know, young teen feelings and ideals and stuff. He's just full of teen angst, and how people drop in and out of your life and how they affect you. And so, I highly recommend it. I have the audio track. I want to get the other audio track along with the new audio track done by the Pillows. When I first heard them, I had no idea what the hell they're saying, but they sounded awesome. Okay, so 2000s happened, and the OVA kind of just left. I mean, there was Martial Hearts. Marital Hearts? I forget what it is. Yeah, that was like one of the laster ones. So you see them every now and again, every couple of years, someone would come out with one, and was that immortal one with the light fruit? Yeah, whatever. Point is, see, I'm in darkness. I want to sit over here, but that's away from the window. Anyway, so you think the OVA is kind of going out, but actually the OVAs stayed onto the TV shows because OVAs were usually take place alternatively or before, during, as a side story, or after the TV show. Problem is that now that most of the OVAs are gone, it stayed primarily as the last episode where the TV crews of anything risque can say, well, then we can just show all the nudity we want. It's the OVA bonus episode. But we see that in Cat Planet Cuties. We see that in Mick and Kai. And probably some others. Demon Testament New Sister. That's what it's called. Or something like that. Yeah, so it's a bonus, fan service heavy, scantily clad girls episode. That's basically what OVAs have been relegated to nowadays since 2005, pretty much. So here we are, 2018, and the reason I bring all this up is because my favorite early 2000s OVA, Footy Cootie, has now come out with not one, but 2 sequels. One called Progressive, and the other one called Alternative. And we'll come out this June and August. So I'm very, very excited to see those at Anime Expo this year, and probably other cons if I get the chance. WonderCon should be finishing up today. I have no money today. I get paid tonight. So yeah, or I'd be there, and it's kind of a bit of annoying to walk all the way down there from where I park just to take pictures. I find WonderCon very underwhelming. I'm sorry, I just do. But it's got to pay off. I've been through too many things to say, yeah, I'll just do it for a lark and realize I've just wasted a day. So unless you are able to commit to the whole day with a good fair amount of money, you're not going to get too much fun out of it. So I seen a trailer. It looks really good. It feels like if you get half of what you were expecting, then you're fine with it. Because they said they're getting half of the production crew and the writers, along with some fresh new blood and everything else. So that's fine. That's good. As long as it looks enough like what you had originally, you feel like I'm optimistic enough to accept this. I feel positive because there's been way too many times when that trailer hypes you up and you get there and it's not quite what you were expecting, and then you leave with like, that was rather very underwhelming now that I think about it. You know, I found Ultron to be a little too slapsticky. It's like they played him down, his threateningness a little bit. It's like, no, 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 back up. Have him sing the song creepily. No, no, he sings a kind of whisper like, hmm. It's like, that's not. No, no, no. Where's the song? Where's the big gravitas thing we were expecting? Yeah, we got the first fight with the Avengers, but then it's like afterwards it turns into this thing where he's kind of sort of a threat, and then he is more of a threat in a different way, and he's not creepy anymore. One thing that really got me to listen to that trailer over and over again while I vacuum at my job is because he kept singing the damn song, was being creepy as all hell, and I was feeling the fear creep up my spine, and I loved it. And they didn't really have that poignantly, that aspect of being creepy while singing the Pinocchio song "No Strings on Me" really anywhere in the movie. Like, he sings it and hums it a few times, but that's really it. But it's not in that creepy, menacing way like he was in the trailer. Or like or in something more lighthearted, the Emma Milo Pony, the movie, the first one that came out, the one thing I liked about the trailer was the fact that it had this song, and this was years ago, not the new theatrical one, the other theatrical one, the one that was made by the people from the TV show, and the first Equestria Girls movie, and it had that song in there, and I loved it. I was optimistic because the song just made you fall in love with it that much more, like I said before in a previous thing when I first reviewed it. But that song's not even in the movie. That song's not even in the end credits. So it's like, then it's like, if that song's not even in there, and the weak ass storyline that just is the laziest writing I have ever seen in my life. The sequels and everything else is a lot better too, and then the others to a certain degree at times. But yes, trailers have been known to, mislead you because they want to get you hyped for it, because they want to get butts in the seats, like Disney does with its Frozen franchise. Their shorts, really, So, yes. So I gotta be wary of that. But I am just so hyped for this. I want to see how, how Haruko, when she comes back, like, what does she do? How does she interact with these characters? How the hell are these characters anyway? Are they older versions of Nyota? Or the older versions of his classmates? Are they just other kids that just happen to be at his school at a later date or something? I don't know. Are they even related to him at all in some way or form? Or they just happen to live there in that town and have the same NO as he does, or the same NO properties to be exploited by Haruko to reach Adamisk? Who knows? But that's what I want to find out. That's what I want to be the first one in line. I'm going to be the first one in line this time. Unlike last time when I volunteered and got jacked when they were, doing the whole announcement at the production IG panel. So, people are in the house. So I'm totally psyched about this trailer. I hope it's everything we ever want. It looks very, very promising to be everything I want. I'm not expecting everything I want, but I want it to be close enough just to be satisfied. And that's what every fan wants, but to be close enough to be satisfied. And I think it'll deliver. I'm optimistic about that. I really do think it'll deliver. So, until then, fair, faithful viewer, remember, stay frosty and see you at the movies.